Welcome to TradeNBI.com. This is John. This report is for the 19th of August, and well, it started as we were beginning to see the deterioration in the readings, and we got the crossover happen fairly early on in the morning of it. When I'm talking about crossover, I'm talking about the white over the red, magenta below 33, along with yellow below 33. All of those coinciding to generate the break of the price below the NBI magenta here, which obviously lifted to 76%, and currently we're just below the 76%. This is kind of what we're talking about, where you can spend an entire month going up and have it all wiped out in a day or so. And that's kind of what is expected, and it's what we were seeing related to what was before the same kind of decline. Now, more significantly on the NQ, this crossover that we didn't get here is developing right now, and that would be critical, because if you get the white above that magenta, then we can expect to see much deeper move to the downside. So a little bit of drama developing just right on cue with our expectations, and it can get quite interesting, because as we reach some of these thresholds, it's really going to trigger more selling programs and that. So they're going to have to be buy the dip group, jump in pretty hard if there's justification. But I think that a lot of global events are starting to drive where things are going to go, despite the domestic situations. From a gold standpoint, holding off until they see, and some of that could be the drawdown you get in equities. Sometimes puts pressure on metals. People have to clear out to cover potential losses. Don't necessarily see that as much in cryptos, but we might start to see that a little more correlation, as a lot of people have chosen to move their hedge into crypto versus metals. But either way, you're going to see a little bit of drawdown from those setups as they cover equities, and then usually it balances out. From a euro standpoint, again, we talked about this, the euro needs to get back into this exact range that we're talking about, and could in fact get worse, because the eurozone is just looking extraordinarily weak, and unless the Fed really wants to jump in there hard to attempt to inflate it, I just don't see the need for it at that particular point. But, and again, I haven't seen the need for the Fed to be involved in what they've been doing, but that's one of those things where we learn you just follow what the Fed does and accept it, because unlimited purse strings. So Bitcoin, from its standpoint, coming off that peak there, we started seeing a series of these white NBI readings the other day, and that started a little bit of a run that had white on top of it, without a steel reset or anything like that. It was a little complicated for it to do much, and when it reached the 50%. Steel on the DOC crossed below orange with green under red, so it was already weak, and it compounded it with the white over red, and then the breakdown obviously started, and that led to the move to 0%. And it's still in a little bit of a weak phase as it sits right now. And from an intraday standpoint, so we started out just filling back the normal positive extremes. We're at a little bit of a lower range. We had a couple of them that were in between ranges. Nothing too dramatic. I mean, literally just filled out this later portion. But as we started moving back up into that same resistance area from these previous algos at the 44.49 and 44.46 range, we started to see difficulty for it to move anywhere from there. And we got the classic, exactly what we're seeing on the daily right here, midday, and then that led to move to 0%. With a lot of NBI white riding above it. So even when the dramatic spikes started to happen, we ended up with turnaround weakness pretty quick. I mean, these were decent runs with the green above, and then they transitioned into DOC spreads that broke the lows, and then still fought back. It became much cleaner towards the later part of the afternoon, and this is where it really began. Clean, white NBI above, breakdown, and just slow reaction, no orange dipping until very late in the move, and that literally led to a cascade effect, which brought us all the way down to what? Oh, that's right, previous algorithm levels. And the gap that was marked down here, down at the 43.87 range, and it's where it currently sits. And so, all in all, I think pretty clean action, well within the expectations that we had. That as we started to see that unfolding breakdown in the daily, portrayed itself at the 50K as well, and then even cleaner here in the 5K. So, volatility is back. Just in time for, as I said, some of the summer vacations to begin to end, and really people have to digest what exactly is going to be the interplay towards the end of the year, particularly with the situations internationally. I think it's just going to add to that uncertainty. People will flock to safety and uncertainty. It's just standard behavior, nothing unusual. As always, though, today I'll be out heading to San Gimignano for a day, but should be back in later my time, which will be mid-session for you guys. Trade well, and talk again later. Have a good one.